All right. So as I said, whatever your doubts, questions you have, please make a note. We'll discuss once this class is complete. And this session is completely a practical session. In the last class, we discussed about the BA, what is BA, what is the Azure. So today we're going to discuss about the Azure portal, the development of your data factory. Let's mute your mics. I'll give you time. I'll give you time to discuss. So just be with me next 40 to 50 minutes. I'll give you time for your doubts. Okay. I hope everyone able to get loud, clearly my voice. Is anyone having any issue with my voice? Everyone able to hear clearly, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this class is completely for online and offline. Okay. This completely class is for online and offline. All right. So you shared your details, right? Completely? Yes. Email address and all? Okay. All right. So this is what we discussed in the last class. What is a BA process? What is Azure? How we are going to deal with our storages, the portal. Okay. So guys, please mute your mics. All right. So I'll give you some time. So once the class is complete, you can ask whatever the questions you have. Okay. All right. So before starting with practical, I just want to brief what we discussed in the last class. Okay. So this is some basic storages and the process what we have in real time, that be a end-to-end process. How the data will come from applications to your live storages. The storages may be any format of data. It may be a structured format, it may be unstructured format, or it may be Azure cloud storages, like we have a blob storages, data warehouse storages, data lake storages. Okay, that all are cloud storages. So once the data is there in your live storages, once the application, whatever the customer purchase the products, that application through we are getting the data in different storages. Depend upon the companies to company, they keep different storages. So once the data is there in our storages, what we are doing, we are connecting our ETL tool, that is Cloud Data Factory ETL tool. Through Data Factory ETL tool, we are extracting the data. We are cleaning them data. Finally, we are transforming, and then we are loading the data into your data warehouse. So the purpose of loading the data in the data warehouse is anytime you can access this data. Anytime you can access this data. You don't need to depend upon the live storages. If somebody asks you to develop some reports, you can easily directly develop the reports through your existing data. So instead of writing manually queries, we are automating through some platforms called Power BI, SSRS reports, or some other Tableau or third-party reporting tool. So what all this picture is, like, again, to load the data in the data marts, we require ETL. To load the data in the data cubes, also we require data factory. So to load the data in the summarized data, also we required ETL tool. So all the way, we are going to deal with this one, the ETL tool. Okay. So this is completely on-premises setup that we have currently. The same setup we need to develop in Azure cloud. Okay. All right. So to start with this development, first thing we required is Azure account. So Azure accounts are three types. One is the free account. Other one is the pay-as-you-go account, or you can go with a student account. Or the third one is pay-as-you-go account. Okay. So three types of accounts currently we have to deal with Azure. So free account means Microsoft itself giving you $200. That in Indian currency, almost 13 to 14,000 credits in INR. Yeah, okay. No problem. Sound is let it go, no problem. Yes, sir. No, okay, sir, no problem. No, not to problem. All right. So student accounts. So for student account, we are going to get it almost $100. Why they are giving you this 100 or $200 is because for marketing. See, when we discuss here, when you want to purchase some machines, when you want to purchase some storages account, like your data factory or any data warehouse storages, we are not purchasing the physical systems. Yesterday I explained, whatever you are doing it, you have to purchase from the portal, from store. The store name they are given as Azure. And physically it is storing in one data center. Okay, physically it is storing in data center. So for that reason, we require some amount to purchase something for rental. They're not asking you to purchase completely. You need to pay only the amount when you are using it. When you are storing it, only that amount you have to pay. When you are accessing the servers, when you are querying it, when you are loading the data, you have to pay amount. So for that reason, Microsoft itself, they're giving you $200 for free account. See, whatever you are doing it here is in portal, that is through URL only. You are not going to install any physical tool in your machine. To start with this course, you just require one internet and one system in your local. We are only dealing with portal, that is azure.com. Okay, you are not going to physically install any kind of softwares except the SSMS. Okay, so to start with this, we require this free account, either student account, either pay-as-you. Company they use as a premium account, that is pay-as-you account. It will be like monthly billing or yearly billing based on the company tie-up with Microsoft team. Okay, and this is completely for 30 days only. If you use or don't use, this will get flushed out, this will get drop your amount. You cannot withdraw this amount, only can be accessed 30 days. After how to access, I'll tell you. And this is completely free till your 100 USD dollars, you can use it, but less features. Okay. After that, what is that? I'll tell you in regular class. Now, let's come to our high level topic. Before going to this, okay, this is what we have checked in the last class. How we can extract the data from different sources. Okay. How we can clean the how to load the data in storages account. Then through Power BI, how we're going to refresh and present the data. Now for this is our role. To develop this one, you need to understand the data. You need to understand some services. Okay. So if you go to the internal structure of your data factory, only few things you need to remember. One is the pipeline, one is the linked service, another the data set, the activities. Only 4 components will play important role in your daily development. One is the pipeline. Data flow is a new concept which is introduced from version 2. All companies currently using is data flow. Existing version of data factory version 1 was activities. Currently in version 2 we have activities along with data flow in version 2 of your data factory. So these are the 4 important components. If you understand these components, you can develop any kind of data flow or any kind of pipeline. And also Microsoft, as a non-technical person, they are giving you free template. Let's suppose if you want to load the data from one source to another source. My source is blob storage. I want to load the data in some data warehouse. They are giving you ready-made templates as well. If you are a new user, you don't know how to develop it, they are giving you ready-made some templates. So it is not a good practice. Always we have to develop from scratch. The other thing is, once you develop it, you can schedule it by using the trigger concept. Okay. Just keep in mind pipeline, activities, link service, data set. Now we are going to use this one. Why we require link service? Why we require data set? I'll tell you now. See, whenever you develop any kind of pipeline, what is a pipeline? Pipeline is nothing but a collection of all the components. Pipeline is nothing but the collection of all the components, whether it may be a storages account, whether it may be a connections, whether it may be activities. Okay. All right. So let's create whatever the services we require here, whatever the tools are required. One is storage account, one is SQL account is required, one is data factory tool is required. Let's first create these tools first. Okay. To create also very simple, just log into the portal. Portal.azure.com. Okay. So here we'll go through this complete portal in regular class. For now, what we required storages, we required data factory, we required one more storages. These 3 things I'll create first. Okay. So first is required storages account. So simple, I'll search here storages account. What type of storages account you want? Data lake account, data warehouse account. Okay. So before going to this one, so currently your portal again is divided into 3 to 4 type of categorizations. One is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So when you log into any portal, let's suppose like a Flipkart, Amazon, whatever you log in it, what will happen first? You will see some categorizations over there, right? You'll find some categorizations. If you go log into Amazon or somewhere, any portal, what you will see? You'll see here as categorizations. So different categorizations we have. If you require some electronic products, gadgets, other stuff you require, so each has categorization. Same way, our portal also categorized into different platforms. Okay, you have different platforms. That is through infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service. So infrastructure means the physical which you are using it, physical installations, physical system maintenance. That's all comes under the infrastructure as a service. The platform as a service, like your software, existing software, like SQL Server, some other Windows operating system software, this all comes under the platform as a service. Software as a service means which is already developed, you are just using on top of that, like your Microsoft Excel, Gmail, Outlook. You're not doing any development on top of that. Okay, so this three important part, we'll discuss this again. Okay, now let's come back with the storages account. This is physically you are installing a software, infrastructure as a software. So, all right, so these are important points. First is definitely you require subscription. Currently I'm using is pay as you go. You may have free or you may have student account for practicing purpose. Okay, so let's go with premium account. This account I'll pay every month billing. Every monthly we have a billing. Let me show you that billing as well. Why it is useful, I'll tell you in next class. Okay, so every month we have a separate billing. You can understand here the cost analysis. So this is not your role. For just information purpose, I am showing you. So why it is required? Because in our company, there are different departments we have again. In a company you go, there are different platforms we have, different applications they have. One of the application or one of the project you're working on, data factory. So this data factory, how much amount is charged every monthly basis? Same way other application like application team, they are using some other infrastructure as a service platforms like a virtual machine, storages, how much monthly they are billing it. They can easily understand by seeing this graph. You can see, and these are some project wise. The resource group is nothing but a project wise. So this project you can see almost 300 some it is charged Vinay Tech resource group, and this 300 in which kind of software or which kind of services it is charged. The moment you click here, it will drill down the report. Drill down report means for that specific resource group or for that specific project, how much amount it is charged. You can see most of the topics are from data factory, it is charged more. Only few last week I was taking some high level of topics, it is charged more. Okay, remaining are very less. So you can understand here how the billing is going to be performed on monthly basis. Okay, for free account, you don't need to worry. However you want, you can access it. All right. So let's create our storages. First, we require storage account. I'll simply create storage account. So this is my subscription under one project. The project name is Vinay Tech project. Okay, or Vinay Tech ADF project. Okay, this is my project. Under this project, I'm going to create storages account. Okay, Vinay Tech storage account. Physical location, using it, About this, I'll discuss in the regular class. Okay, leave it about for now. Time being, just review and create. See, in one step, I am allocating some space. I am allocating some storages. So whatever you do, creation part completely virtually. You're not going to install physically. You just need to monitor through notifications. Okay, deployment also it will give you through notifications. You no need to do any physical activities here. Whatever is there, you have to do virtually. On behalf of you, Microsoft team will work on your deployments. Okay, same way, I want to install SQL Server because my target is SQL Server. Here I want to load it. So how to use the SQL Server? Normally, when you want to create SQL Server in your local machine, you have to go this many steps, right? You require setup files. You require planning for going for all the softwares are properly updated or not in your local system. Then you will go in with a standalone machine. Then you are properly installing some .NET frameworks. This is the installation process in your local system to install the SQL Server. Okay. And yes, definitely, when you're going for physical storages, physical SQL Server, Microsoft have different versions. One is standard, evaluation, enterprise. Company people, they use enterprise editions, which is highly costly. And the evaluation is something like 180 days expire. So here we are not purchasing anything. What we are doing, we are not purchasing anything. We are just accessing some services. From where we are accessing? Through portal. See, if you want SQL Server, I'll just type here SQL database. This is my SQL Server database. You just need to click only in one form, the SQL Server will run it. Okay. Already I'm having a project. My project name is Vinay Tech Data Factory project. Under that, I want to create customer database. Why we require customer database? Because I want to store some data here. Under which server? I'll create one more SQL server. Vinay Tech SQL Server name. This is my server name. Physically, where I am installing, you can install wherever you want. For practicing, install wherever you want, but in real time, you have technical document. Without having technical document, you cannot install any location. What will happen when you install? They will be tie up with specific location. Let's suppose your company has a tie up with East US. You have to deploy in East US only. If you deploy it in some other West US or somewhere, it simply throw you error. For now, we are the admin. Wherever I want, I can install it. Physical data center is required compulsory. Any software you install, whether it's a virtual machine, storages, data factory, for backup, they are installing a physical data center. This is our data center. If you go and search, you find your Vinay Tech SQL Server here. Okay. To connect to Vinay Tech SQL Server, we require user ID and password. Can I give same username as my server name and the password? Okay. Just review and click OK. Your server is ready. Your database is ready. Server is ready. How much capacity you want? That is more important. In physical system, you allocated as 250. Yesterday I discussed if you require 250 GB, you need to have physical 250 GB. You cannot increase it. If you increase also, you require infrastructure maintenance part. Whether that infrastructure, if you increase, will support or not. But here, very flexible. How much GB you want, you can select here. You want 1 GB, you want 2 GB, or it is not sufficient, go with standards. You want to 20 GBs of data. However you want, you can increase 50 GB, and cost also parallelly it is increased. You want, this is also not sufficient. If you want to go high level of this one, you can increase. And this is something called scalable. Today I selected as 1 GB. Tomorrow you want to increase, you can increase. Let me show you. Let me first go with 1 GB of data capacity. Okay, in the local backup, I'm selecting 1 GB. Okay, I'll just review my estimation cost. This is also per month. It will not charge the amount right away. It is costing per month. Okay, you can see the calculations. All right, let's review and create. So we have created the storage. We have created the storage. Now what is left? Data factory. Can I create quickly data factory also? Parallelly I can work. So my storage is ready. That is my Vinay storage account. Now I have different type of accounts, different type of services. I want blob storage, binary large object format. What all those things I'll tell you again. Okay. For now, I just want to create folder called data logs. Under this data logs, I will upload some files. Like it may be a CSV file, it may be your JSON file, it may be any format file. Okay, here there is an option, simple. I'll browse it. Let's upload some files. Can I upload some file, CSV file? Okay. So you no need to upload any file in real time. You will get file in this container. Every day, application will write the files. Right away, we are uploading here. You no need to upload. Application will write the files. Your job is to just extract those files and load it over here. Or load it over here or here. Right away for practicing, I am uploading the files over here in this location. I just uploaded it. You can see the data. This is my data. Okay. What we do in Google Drive, if I want to share with someone, what we do, we give access, we give link to someone. The same thing, I can give a link to someone. Go to the properties. I can copy this link. I can give you access. You can access this one. Can anyone check whether the link is working or not? I have just given in the chat box. Just open that link and check whether you're able to access or not that data. Yes, anyone? No, right? Yes. Even in our drive also, when you want to give the access to someone, what we do? We give access. We give that person name. Okay. Here also, we have to give access. So I have given you link, but I have not given any access. So this access level is very important in storages account. So currently it is private. What we can do, we can make it to only that specific file. So now you can access and check whether that file is working or not. Just quickly check.
It's not working.
It's working, right? Yes, because we have given access. All right. Let's come here. So storages account. Other storage account is SQL Server. This is also ready. This is my server name. This is my database name. You can see here. If you go here, compute how much storage it is there, it will show you. See, right now, you're not required. If you see the monitor tab, how much GB we allocated? 1 GB. Tomorrow, if you want to increase, simple come here and change the storages account. Increase to 2 GB, and this is also not sufficient. Go with your high level of databases. Okay, it is a scalable 2 GB. I'll apply it immediately. Infrastructure, it will change. Now you can monitor how much GB it is. 2 GB. It is scaling and scale down. It takes 1 minute to increase the scaling and scale down. Okay, so it is that flexible. It is in the cloud. All right, so this two part is completed. Let's go with the creation of data factory pipeline. File is there. Our database is ready. What I want, data factory is required. Now let's see the interesting part. Under my project name, I have given Vinay Tech ADF project. This is my ADF test 2023-08. Okay, and 70. Okay. See, by default, you'll have a version 2. What is that? Reason, I'll tell you. So you have a GitHub account, you have a DevOps account as well. We have a separate topic, separate session on this one. I'll take separately for this one, okay? For now, just make it later and review and create. People understanding, right? All right. Can someone tell me why we are loading the data in the file, in the tables from file? Why can't we analyze the data in the file itself? I have this data. What I'm trying to do is I'm loading this data in the database. Why I'm loading the data in the database? What is the reason? Why can't we analyze here itself?
Because for further analysis, like for filtering or you want to change any of the data thing, you can easily do it in the data factory.
Okay. I can do in my Excel also. I'm good at Excel here.
But every time we need to open Excel. The data is there. You can write the select and update statements.
So let's suppose I want to analyze the data. Who is the max salary or sum of salaries? Can't we do in the file itself?
It's a live system, sir.
You can do in Excel also, huh? But then why we are going for specifically that one point? I understand that you need to do filtration part. That filtration part I can do it here also. So you.
I see one of the reasons, like in file, your data is all in string, but then when you put into database, it's like integer or whatever thing.
Okay, huge data is one of the reason, and integer type I don't see that. If you want here, whatever you want I can do it. See here, addresses wise I want, the salaries you want, the employee counts you want, I'll do it here. 352 employees are there, and the sum of salary this one. And if you want salary, max salary, I can put it here filter. What you want max salary, I'll check and I'll see what is max salary. If you want to see max salary, I'll just filter out. Oh, what is that? Salary to largest. This is for max salary. Then what is the reason why we are loading here? If you want to, for reporting you are seeing, then I can generate Power BI also from file itself. Yes, some of the points are huge data. Some of the points are filtrations. Yes, correct. Use schedule. Scheduled daily basis data, huge volume of data. That also one of the reasons. See, the more important part here is I'm going to get daily basis the new files. And the volume of that file is almost to millions or billions. My Excel also will not support more than 10 lakhs.
Yes, sir.
record.
More than 10 lakh records will not support.
Yes. So even if I go with the 4 or 5 lakhs also, my Excel will get stuck. For small amount of data, I can do a pivot. For huge volume of data, it cannot support. And whatever you want, that can easily write a query. We can interact with the database and we can get that output. And this is not like files will not store on daily basis. The data we can make into structure format, understandable format. So it may be a different formats: JSON, Excel, CSV, TXT, XML. That all we can combine and we can store into single structure format. Okay. And Excel also will not support more than 5 lakhs. Yes, it having capability to hold the values at 10 lakhs, not more than that it will store. Now let's come back to here. I'll show you now what is the use of this database. Now let's launch our studio. The moment I click here, you will be in the development. This is my data factory. So to avoid some kind of manual work for a huge volume of data, we are going with this one. Okay, this is my 3 important points only. One is pipeline, one is automation, one is connections. If you understand the 3 bullet points, completely you learn with a data factory. In this pipeline, just development. What is the pipeline is about? Loading the data from blob storage to Azure SQL storage is my pipeline. The name of the pipeline. What activity you want to perform? I want to perform copy from blob to Azure SQL. Simply drag and drop. You no need to code it. It automatically internally build for you code. Whatever you do, it builds the code for you. If I want to drag one more thing, it will build a code for you. Background. You no need to write anything. You just need to configure it. If you understand the configurations, that's more enough. So, what is our source? Our source is file. Our target is SQL. That's it. Just you need to configure it. So what is my source? Just create a one data set. See, why I am saying the data factory is more popular, now you can able to understand this. So this many sources that you have here, this is, you cannot see in Informatica, you cannot see in SAP tools, you cannot see in SSIS model. So this many sources that we have. So cloud storages, database storages, Google storages, MongoDB, Oracle database, SAP database. Okay, this many sources. REST APIs. You can take API through online also data, live data, Salesforce accounts, Snowflake databases. So this many sources that we have. Okay, but what is our source now? Our source is blob storage. I'll just search as blob storage. If your storage is in data lake, I'll search with the data lake. So these are the data lakes. For now, my storage is blob storage. Click continue. What sort of format it is? What is the format of our file? Okay, CSV format. Click continue.
we want to connect to any other DB, we need credentials.
Credentials is required. Okay.
In that time, we can avoid the block storage, what we copy the or we can.
Yeah, whatever the storage it is, when you are connecting any storages, you require credentials. Like SQL Server, how we have credentials here, the same way we have a credentials. Okay, I'll show you. So I'm just connecting. This is my block storage data set under the connection. Now here required connection is required. This we call as link service. Okay, don't worry guys, I'll tell you these all points. I'm just creating a connection. What is a connection? This is a connection. Connection is nothing but linked service for our data factory activities. One link service for connections. Okay, link service nothing but simply keep in mind connection. So under this account, we have a container, data logs container. Can I connect with data logs container? Yeah, data logs container. Under that, we have one file. Okay, so click continue. Now you can see I got one data set which having some schema, which having some data. Can I preview it? Yes. This is my data, and this data I am going to load to sync. That's it. Sync. What is the sync? Table. Do we have any table? We just created a database, right? We did not create a table. So see here, even you don't require SSMS also. You just log in here, query editor. This is my user ID and password. Connect. If you're not connecting it, no need to worry. Just add your IP address. Let me show. So because you are added in the cloud and you are accessing this, it is not able to understand whether you are genuine person or not. That is what you need to add your IP address. Okay, don't worry for now. As non-technical people, don't worry. I'm going to explain all the detail in regular class. Okay. See, I'm working with portal only. And now I'm going to log in to my database. So we don't have any table. Can I create table? Yes, if I know create a table, I can create a table. Customer data. No, I don't know how to create table. No need to worry. Just take a name. I'll create at runtime. You don't need to worry that as well. What is your database? SQL database. Click on connect SQL database. This is my customer table. Okay, the connections. Connection is nothing but the linked service. So where it is there, the server in the subscription, the server name is Vinay SQL Server. Database name is customer DB. What is the username? What is the username? Can I see the username? This is the username which we given while creating it. If you observe or not, we given username. The password, that's it. Credentials is required. Okay, even Oracle also it required credentials. That's it. Connection is tested. Click create. If connection was failed, then it will not allow. Okay. All right. So do you have any table? No, we don't have any table. I am going to create a table on runtime. The name called table name is customer data. Just you need to give it data in table name. That's it. It will create table for you. Under mappings, you just tell here you want to insert the data, and also I want to auto create the table. Do the mapping. That's it. What is the mapping? Mapping is because of your data is coming from files, blob storage, and you have to load in SQL Server tables. So tomorrow you might get, instead of employee ID, they might come as CID. Instead of employee name, they might send you name. So that time we have to take name has to point, load the data in this one. If you map like wrongly, the data will mismatch. That is what properly arranging some columns. Okay, yes. To validate, no issues. Can I load the data here? I'll just click on start the button. So what it's going to do, it's going to load the data from source to target. No, sir, I want to create table. I'm good at SQL. I want to create table. My table name is employee data. Please consider the employee data or employee ID. I know how to create the syntax. Employee name, employee salary, employee address. This is my table. Just load the data in this table. Sometimes what happens? In real time, SQL developer will give you tables. They'll create and they'll give you tables. Okay, simply run it. The table is ready. You want to see the result? There is no records, only empty table is created. One more table we created. Is it executed? Yeah, it is executed. Check here. This is your input, this is your output, and this is your graphically detailed. How we are loading the data from blob storage to you are loading the data in SQL database. There is only one file right away. 25 records are there. The 25 record is written in this one with the connections, and the duration is only 8 seconds is used. And here also it is charging the amount based on the data integration units. Your SQL server will be charged the amount data transactions units. Okay, can I go and verify the data? Yes, definitely. Let's go here. Select star from. What is the table name? Customer data. Yes, you can see the data here. Now write whatever the data you want. Now you want to write the data through this one, you can use. No, I have one more file. I want to pick the other file. No issues. Just go here. Just upload the file, what you want. I have other country-wise data. I want to load that country-wise data. So this is my country-wise data. This country-wise data, it has to load. In my new table, in the new table, that is which I created just now, empty table. Here it has to load. There is no record. Simply, what I'll do, I'll just change here. In the blob storage, instead of Pune file, can I pick that other file? Yes, I'll just point that other file. Is it uploaded? Yeah, it is uploaded. Data logs here. Okay. Now see here, the interesting. So I'll import the schema. It is a pipe symbol. Just change here as pipe symbol. Instead of comma, there is a pipe symbol. That's it. So don't worry. I'm going to discuss all points. Done. Target table is earlier we were selecting customer DB. Now I want to load in employee DB. Do the mappings again. See, some columns are not matching. What is that? Address. Here we are getting as address. Our table having e-address. That is the problem. Now let's go and load. Okay. So it's going to load the data over here. Can we generate the file now? Can we generate the report? Yes, that also we have a capability to do. Simply, if you know basic report also you can generate yourself, not required any report developer. Very simple. 15 record is processed. Can I go and cross check whether it is properly loaded or not in this table? Yes, country wise I have a data. Now I want to share the data. I want to present the data in the Power BI. So for that you require to install Power BI desktop. So what we'll do, we'll load the data now in the Power BI and we'll present the data however you want, with a graph, with a table, and you can automate it. So now what is our source for this one? Our source is your SQL Server. Now I'm going to tell that Power BI tool, that is reporting tool, please take the data, take my data from the SQL Server. What is your server name? My server name, I have already created it. Can we check our server name? If you don't know server name, just come here and check here in detail level. Copy it. Here is the tool. Server name. What is your database name? My database name is this one. Customer DB. Can I log in? It is asking me the credentials. This username, password, that's it. Okay. Under this server, we have database. Under database, we have two tables. Customer DB or employee DB. What you want, you can just select. Which table you want to present the data, you can easily present it. Just load. You are not loading any destination. You are loading in the Power BI to present the data. See, ETL is different. Don't think this is the ETL tool. No, this is not a ETL tool. This is just a reporting tool. Our ETL is this one. This is more popular tool. This is just a reporting tool, present the data in different formats. Okay. All right. I got employee data. I just want to pick some pie chart. I can present this data country wise. That is my addresses wise, country wise, their revenues. See, most of the counts are for this one. No, this is not look good, go with other changes. This is also not there, go with whatever the country wise data you have. You want filters, put the filters. You want to design the dashboard, you can design the dashboard. It's up to you. However you want, you can present the data. Employee IDs wise, their names. How much salary they generated. All right. So this is just a reporting part. This is not a ETL tool. Yes, definitely you can do some modeling, not the ETL, not the loading part. Our main ETL is this one, data factory. So under this one, instead of running manually, there is a concept called trigger concept. There is a trigger concept. There is a scheduled concept. So there are 3 to 4 types of schedules we have. That is Windows thumbnail, normal schedule, storage event, and custom event triggers we have. So you no need to wait for file also. Automatically, whenever the files are uploaded someone, automatically your pipeline will execute. So there are different type of triggers, advanced triggers are there, advanced schedules are there. So link service nothing but the connections. What connections you are using, that is a link service. There are integration runtimes we have. One is self-hosted, that is you want to access from on-premises data. Tomorrow your manager will ask, my data is an on-premises server and like a SQL server or database or other servers are there. You want to load in the cloud in Azure SQL. Then you can go with this integration runtime. No, I want to do with lift and shift. There's a concept called lift and shift. The existing packages. So there are different topics we have. This is a GitHub. This is a deployment. CI/CD pipelines. Continuous integration development by using GitHub or DevOps. Okay. So you don't worry. We'll discuss all these topics in coming sessions. So maximum I'm going to cover all the activities. This is our course content. Now let's discuss what we are going to discuss in regular class. So almost we have all the topics given. This is the material. If you want data factory, you can just search here as data factory topic with the screenshot, with the creation, why it is required, how it is work. All this it is given in the this one, okay? And moreover, we have a different topics. Mostly we're going to discuss in real time case studies, like how we are going to load the data, different activities. Okay, different activities. These are the different activities we have. Iteration activities. Now this is very important called integration runtime. Very, very important. Definitely one question will be raised from these 3 bullet points. Very, very important topic. And newly started as data flow transformations. This maximum transformation is going to cover. And different loading part. If see, I have loaded now. I have what we did, we created one pipeline, right? If I run one more time, what will happen? Data will be duplicated. See, I'm going to execute one more time. What will happen? Is data is going to duplicate. Already 15 record is there. Let me show you. Already in our table is 15 record is there. If I go and refresh here, what will happen? Now it is the USA. Some values we are 40, how much? 4 lakhs, huh? 4 lakhs. If I just refresh here, what will happen? Data will get duplicated. Now reports will go wrong. If I see now, 8 lakhs. This is not the correct report. Who is the responsible for this data duplication? As a ETL developers. You have made it duplication. So for that, we have a loading process. What is the loading process? Incremental load, delta load, full load, or regular load. There is a loading process. This we need to understand. If you go any ETL tool without knowing this, we cannot go any ETL tool. Full load, delta load, incremental load. Again, in incremental load, we are different divided by using lookups, by using SCD, by using CDC, by using merge, and the delta or other loads. Okay, that we are going to discuss. Yes, definitely we going to discuss as trigger concept. And currently, whenever you go to the company, you only going to work on monitoring the part. Monitoring the part is nothing but you will be working under this monitor tab. Yes, jobs, correct. So you're going to work first few months on monitoring this existing pipelines, how it is working, which pipeline is getting failed, when it is getting triggered. This is all you're going to discuss. We're going to discuss these all topics. Okay. See, currently what we did, case studies. Currently we move the data from log to Azure SQL database. Tomorrow you have to work with all these requirements. Moving the data from data lake to data lake or data lake to SQL Server, or there is some other loading process we have. This is all we're going to discuss in real time. In case my pipeline got failed, I want to send a mail alert. Every time I cannot go and check in the portal, immediately I have to get a fail mail alert. By using Logic app, we can implement that. You don't need to code anything, no coding at all. You have to use templates. You have to use configuration. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to forward this course content as well. Go through it once. Go through it once and we'll meet in next class. Any questions, any doubt, guys? So